Hey there, quick question. Have you ever driven from Atlanta down toward rural Georgia, or from East Texas toward rural parts of the state, and felt like you'd crossed into another country, even though your GPS insists you're still in the USA? You're not alone. That sensation isn't just in your head. In many ways, the American South is a country within a country. But I promise, the truth is even more complicated and more interesting than that. Today on Unpacking America we're tackling a big claim. The South feels like a different country. Why? And what if parts of that country are changing faster than we expect? Spoiler, it's not just red versus blue. Stick around, because what you already believe may be only half the story. Chapter 1: History's Ghosts Run Deep. Common belief: yes, the South has its past, slavery, Civil War, Jim Crow, but that's long behind us. Flip it. No, those ghosts are still setting policy, shaping schools, and influencing everything from which names appear on courthouse plazas to who sits in local office. Example: after Reconstruction ended, many southern states rewrote constitutions to disenfranchise black voters. Decades later, the legacy lingers in voter ID laws, district lines, and political power structures. That's not ancient history, that's modern infrastructure. Analogy: it's like a building with fire damage decades ago. You can plaster over the smokestains, but the electrical wires are fried underneath. Unless you inspect the wiring itself, the building still malfunctions. We'll look at specific cases, Mississippi county maps, local school board histories, and symbolic memorials to see how history isn't just past tense, but still current tense. Mini hook before reveal: you may think monuments are just decorative, but who decides which statue stays and which street gets the Confederate name? That decision becomes part of modern identity and power. Chapter 2: Religion as Government Without the Elections. Common belief: churches are just for Sunday worship, faith is personal. Flip it. In the South, religious institutions often perform roles you'd normally expect from local government, shaping schools, influencing local policy, and defining social norms. Case study: the role of evangelical megachurch leadership in schooling debates, mask mandates, even zoning regulations. Or the clergy who endorse political candidates not just from the pulpit, but through networks, social media, and local influence. Humorous aside, it's like if your local city council met every Sunday in the steeple, and your mayor wore a pastor's collar. The separation of church and state. More like Dan's partners. We'll dive into statistics, percent of counties where church membership correlates with voting patterns, the prevalence of religious schools, and how moral codes become legal codes in everyday local ordinances. Chapter 3: Culture Inherits Power. Common belief: states are flat administrative lines. Culture flows freely across counties. Flip it. Culture is embedded into local identity, the names on buildings, the festivals that never changed, the family dynasties that never left. Culture is power. Example: a small town in Alabama where the same family has held leadership roles: church treasurer, school trustee, mayor for generations, long after their great-grandfather settled there. Their influence isn't formal, but almost invisible. It shapes who teaches, who runs youth groups, who sponsors sporting events. Further, the educational curriculum often reflects version of history that helps maintain local prestige, textbooks emphasizing Southern heroism. Local were dead honored as martyrs, even as national debates shift. We'll pull specific anecdotes, interviews with high school history classes, local newspaper archives, or oral history snips to show how culture isn't soft and sentimental, but structural and political. Mini hook: and yet, some towns are quietly shifting. What happens when demographics change, but the power networks don't? Spoiler: friction. Chapter 4: Demographic Shift vs. Identity Clash. Common belief: rising population diversity makes things more liberal automatically. Flip it. Not always, or at least, not immediately. In many southern metro areas, incoming residents from other states or countries bring new viewpoints, but the older identity framework still shapes elections, zoning, school boards, and county regulation. We'll explore rapid growth suburbs in Georgia, Texas, Florida, where immigrant communities, tech workers, or retirees from outside the South move in. Tension: new business parks and coffee shops versus old-school county zoning laws and resistance to change. Example, a county that once voted 90% for one party now drops to 60%, but local ordinances, school prayer policies, or church-run festivals remain intact. Voters may shift, but political culture tends to lag. This is where the idea of another country meets friction, two versions of America coexisting in the same zip code. Chapter 5, The Surprising Evolution and Why IT Matters. Here's the twist. Parts of the South are changing faster, socially, culturally, politically, than most outsiders think. But that evolution is uneven, patchy, contested. We'll cover examples, how some southern cities are electing younger progressive mayors, reviving public arts funding, or explicitly renouncing Confederate symbols. How university campuses, once bastions of the Old South narrative, are shifting curricula and student activism in real time. How cultural entrepreneurs' food, music, festivals are reclaiming tradition while reframing it for new generations. But the change feels slower because the country within a country has deep inertia. You can't reboot culture overnight, you can only redirect its trajectory. Mini-hook. So yes, the South is changing. But will it ever feel like the rest of America? Or will the other country label endure for decades more? So what have we unpacked today? Point 1. The South feels like another country because its identity is built into law, education, religion, and memory, not just geography. Point 2. That identity isn't static. It evolves, but slower than changemakers hope. Point 3. Understanding that other countryness isn't just an outsider's joke, it's a feature of power, history, and lived experience. If you're watching this because you live or grew up in the South, you deserve to be heard. Your voice matters, whether you're part of the enduring tradition or the rising new generation demanding something different. If you're watching from outside, I hope this gives you more than stereotypes. The South isn't a prop for comedy. It's a living, breathing region with real consequences for politics, policy, and identity. Thanks for watching Unpacking America *. If this video surprised you, frustrated you, or made you think, hit subscribe. Drop a comment. What did you learn today that felt new? Which town or personal moment made you realize you were in another country? And if you want to go deeper, check out the American Divides Explained playlist next. See you next time, and don't forget to question what you think you already know about home. Stay curious. Stay critical.